GOLUREMI'S.com. Do you have your grip socks, my friend? No, listen to this guy.
Always wear grip socks. Always.
Okay.
Look, grip socks will change your life.
Yeah. You need grip socks, and GOLUREMI.com has you covered. We've also got you covered with a whole lot of other stuff, like Smell Well, which you can see modeled by our wonderful B. Millie. Now, if you're looking for the best in grip socks and you want to smell like a champion, GOLUREMI.com is your friend. We've got 11% off for you. And why 11%? Because there are 11 players on the field. Go to GOLUREMI.com, my friends. Link right down below with a promo code just for you, and on to the vid.
Well, guys, we have a goalie here now, and one always has to be in a different state of mind. When you have a goalie, they think differently. They are different creatures,
better.
But
just they think better, they are better. Just there's a difference between different and better.
But they have no soul.
So?
Break it down for us. What is going on in a goalie's head? This is important for attackers who have probably never heard this. What are goalies looking at when it's a 1v1 situation? What are you trying to stop?
So 1v1 situation, your first thought is, what the f did my defenders just do?
Yeah. Why am I in this situation?
Why can these guys not do their jobs?
Yeah.
Is your first thought.
Yeah.
And then your next thought is, okay, I gotta bail out these guys like I always do. Is your second thought.
All right, great.
So your first thing is usually what you're looking for is how much speed they're coming in at you with. So if a guy's coming in full sprint at you, you know most often that they're going to use that momentum against you because usually you're standing still or you're getting set right when they get near you. And if they take a big touch wide, it's not physically possible for us to
cover that ground.
What
you're saying is then the biggest nightmare for goalies is when someone comes with a lot of speed and then takes a touch wide to the left or the right before they're close to you. That's the worst thing for you.
So no, it's worse when they get closer to you. Because if they do it when they're farther away and they take that big touch, you can still go cut out that ball.
So not too close.
Not too close, yeah.
Yeah, I see.
It's once they get, I don't know what the distance actually would be. I would say around like 3, 4 yards, 5 yards. When they get to that point where they're in that range where they could toe poke it by you really quick or take the big touch, that's probably one of the most difficult situations if they're coming in at pace. Honestly, a lot of times I would prefer you guys coming in a little more controlled pace. It is easier for you then to pick out your spots, but usually you do have a defender running you down also. It's something to think about. And then really the more that we get you guys to think, the easier it is.
Do I want to shoot low? Do I want to shoot through your legs? Do I want to try and go high? Where and what is going to be trouble for you?
If you put it in the corner, it's going to be a goal every time. So a lot of times we're thinking...
You're looking to see where he's shooting. Where do you think he's shooting?
Yeah, where we think he's shooting. You're not cheating so much, but more trying to anticipate. In your mind, like, okay, he's going left. He's going to shoot left. He's going to shoot left. And then once he makes contact, you're trying to play off. Sometimes even you might go a little bit early. Right. But that's really
you don't have a chance otherwise.
Yeah.
So, but low, it's harder for you to deal with low shots? You're going down. Goalies are taught to go down, generally. You guys don't jump way up in the air when we're 1v1s. You go down.
No, yeah, you would.
So, low and hard?
It depends. Again, it depends on how much range you are. Because if you are close to us and say we have a bit of angle, a lot of times you will open up with a kick save or a split save where we kick our legs out. And then if you shoot low in that situation, it's going to hit our foot.
Okay.
And also then you also would have your hands spread out also. So, I mean, honestly, in those situations, the hardest one are the balls, if you can do it right, are the ones right over your shoulder.
Over the shoulder.
Right over the shoulder, because when you're set...
And a cross.
There's...
Yeah?
It doesn't even have to be a cross, honestly.
It's hard to do that, though.
Toe blow.
It's hard to do. Oh, toe poke,
Toe poke over the shoulder is probably the hardest save on a 1v1.
Can you control your toe pokes? I can't control my toe pokes at that level. That's pretty...
No,
it's a big ask.
It's tough.
I would rather go across your body.
You could go across, but the problem is, like, if you put it over a shoulder, if your hands are set here, honestly, a lot of times they're a little bit lower on the 1v1s.
Yeah.
You can't get them up here. You can't move your shoulder up, and you can't get your head across. It's almost like
so you have a dead zone.
It is. You just get stuck
across your shoulders.
Yeah.
That's a big tip. That's a big tip for guys. So if you're gonna go high, obviously you don't want to have it around where their arms are already set. It's that shoulder length area here. Or if you're gonna go low, obviously it has to be hard. And a lot of guys do choose to go low on their 1v1 chances.
I mean, if you have it out of our range, we're not going to get it.
There's just nothing. Yeah, there's nothing they can do.
So along with everything that Tyler and I just pointed out from the goalie's perspective, we thought it would be a good reminder for everybody to just get a good glimpse of what is necessary when you are approaching a 1v1. This is not something for you to be nervous about. It's not something for you to stress or think about. There is a very simple process and procedure, and more than likely, if you follow it, you will score. So check out these other simple points and then go to the field and ball. Keep it simple, strikers. Slotting the ball home is the most straightforward way to score, and these are your points to remember. When approaching the goalie, choose your spot immediately. We check the goalie with nothing more than a quick glance and think, where do we see the most space? How fast is he coming out? Goalies want to cut down our angles and put us under pressure. If you don't believe me, go watch how goalies mess with us on 1v1s on our goalie channel, GK GOLUREMI. Now, once we've got our goalie spotted, we want to look to slot the ball low and away or under the goalie with power. Hit the ball hard. It's tough for them to get down quickly because they're all 9 feet tall, and generally speaking, it's going to be tougher for you to go across your body. But it's possible, and we'll talk about that here in just a bit. But for now, just look to pass the ball out and away using the inside of your foot, and you should be all good. Now, there are going to be times when you want to be even more secure, and tapping the ball into an empty net is better than tapping it around a goalie. So knowing when and how to dribble a keeper is huge. Goalies have long arms, and when they dive, they can really cover a lot of ground, so remember not to telegraph your movements when approaching them. If you decide to do this, we cannot emphasize enough the importance of speed. The faster you move under control, the less chance they have to stop you. Throw a feint and hit the ball out almost immediately to the side of you, and prepare to take another quick touch before you shoot. As they commit to the ground, if you can beat them with that little touch, that is game over because they're down and you're not. And don't forget, with all of that speed and momentum, it's really tough for them to stop. So cutting back is an option if you're completely free of defenders. Now, we're not going to spend a whole lot of time on chipping because it deserves its own video, and we've actually made one already, so make sure to click right up there in the top right-hand corner. But we can give you some key points that will make it easier for you to score. First, the short chip. We said it earlier, when goalies prepare to dive in 1v1 situations, they usually look to go down. What this means is that if you can trick them into going down and chip the ball up, you'll have an easy goal on your hands. So treat this like a shot fake. It's much easier to have the ball slightly out to the side at an angle rather than straight out in front of you. So get your toe under the ball and aim your chip for the back post and or away from the goalie's momentum like you see here. For chips and lobs further out, all you've got to do is spot if the keeper is too far off his line or if they're coming out to pressure you. A good rule of thumb would be to look to chip the keeper, especially if you spot him outside of the 6-yard box or close to the penalty spot. This one is a necessity, as you might think it's risky when it really isn't at all. The proper stance for a goalkeeper leaves them exposed, and you can capitalize on shooting right through their legs. Remember, you got to put a decent amount of pace on the shot, but if you do, it's likely that they won't be able to cut you off. Just ask our boy Pato on one of my favorite goals of all time. Now, it doesn't have to be in a situation like this. More often than not, it might be the only option you have. If you're pushed too far wide and you're under pressure, trying to go around or over the goalie just isn't possible, which is why you can keep your shot low and hard and simply aim right between his legs. If you're a technical player, this shouldn't be too hard, and remember, you can surprise him by just toe poking the ball straight through his legs as well.